Now, why is this good? Why is this system right? Why is this system just from a moral perspective? Well, what is moral? What is good, evil? What is right versus wrong? Well, the standard for me for determining whether something is moral is it consistent with human survival? Is it consistent with human flourishing? Is it good for human life? That which is good for human life, that which furthers human life is the good. That which destroys human life, attacks human life, is bad for human life, is evil. That to me is good and evil. That's right and wrong. That's the essence of morality. And it's an individual.
You look like you're about to say something. Do you want to say something before I do?
So by that logic, the collectivist is moral because he's only stomping on one life to have millions flourish, right? The pragmatic argument would then win rather than anything around individual property rights.
In whose opinion is life flourishing? Because that's a subjective standard. And what I wanted to say on it was that I've always held that evil is the only thing that we can define objectively using the non-aggression principle, because it's a universalizable equation that allows us to evaluate any situation objectively, meaning not based on opinion. By looking at actions that were taken, we can know if something was evil. And that's how I define evil: the violation of the non-aggression principle, the violation of consent. That is an on-off switch, not a spectrum. Good, I don't think we can define objectively. I think good is subjective. I think good is in the eye of the beholder, because everyone has different wants, different needs. If somebody wanted their property destroyed and somebody destroyed it, they would be evil according to Yaron's definition that he just gave us, and we can replay it if you think I'm wrong there, Kaysen. But he didn't reference consent in the good or evil part. He just referenced what people think will make life flourish versus what will destroy life. So what if I want my life destroyed? That's evil? Then I don't own myself? See, there's some conflicts in his definitions of good and evil. I don't care to debate over an objective definition of good. I don't think there is one. I think maybe, his definition of good is, fine, whatever. I think it's always going to be up to different people's opinion. And as opinions go, his definition of good is, as good as many. But his definition of evil, I would disagree with. Did you have any final thoughts before I hit play again?
Yeah, I think that it's worth repeating. Just his idea of flourishing versus not is a subjective definition of good, which the school of thought is objectivist, right? That it's supposed to be represented in an objective reality. And I think he's missing the mark as far as that is concerned, because it immediately goes to, well, if I think it'll be good, then it's okay, which means he should be okay with what the TCU professor is saying as far as, we can squelch out one billionaire and save millions, which, I think he would disagree with, but he's espousing in his definition of what is good and what is evil and what is moral.
Right. It either goes to a subjective opinion of what contributes to preserving life, or it goes to a consequentialist or utilitarian argument for what we predict will preserve life best. Life for who? He would probably argue for individuals, and he would argue for the collective. But these are all just defining morality on future predictions of what will work out best, which is terribly subjective and messy and